Parshas Vayera, page 26. 3 lines to the end of the first column. Now the Rebbe is explaining what Eliyahu Navi said. Antu tapika sasa tikunin. You brought out 10 tikunin, called them svidas. So he said, what is the nefesh? So he says it's not seichel and midas, because seichel and midas are not the nefesh. This that in Tanya says it is the nefesh, that's only compared to thought, speech, and action. But in essence, the seichel is above, the nefesh is above seichel and midas. The nefesh has seichel, it has midas, it has everything, but that doesn't mean the nefesh is composed of seichel and midas. That's where basically we're saying. And he says,
what dominates it?
One second, the nefesh in the body is affected by the body, and the body is affected by the nefesh. The second you want to move your hand, you move the hand. Okay, that's where we're up to now. So he says 3 lines to the end, at the bottom of the page. So we'll understand. Inyan ha-seichel v'amidas shel ha-nefesh, that the seichel and the midas of the nefesh are only what, like tikunim or levushim, like jewelry and garments. Sha-nefesh mitakenes u'mislabeshes b'hem. The nefesh beautifies itself through the jewelry, let's say, or through the clothing. It becomes honorable. But that doesn't mean that the jewelry is the nefesh. The nefesh beautifies itself through the jewelry. Vein klei ha-nefesh, those are the vessels of the nefesh. Shebehen val yodam perlan ha-nefesh kegarzim yad ha-chaytzev. In other words, how does the nefesh function? The nefesh functions with seichel and midas and thought, speech, and action. That doesn't mean, though, that it is the nefesh.
What else is there?
Huh?
What else is there?
The nefesh is one simplistic Powerball.
Power.
Power. What is a battery if it's not light or talking or walking or whatever? What's the battery? What is a battery?
Potential energy.
Not potential. A battery is energy.
Correct?
Okay.
No,
It has you put it into the keli, it functions. No. The nefesh is
storage.
Energy. How does this energy function? You put it into a body, and then it has seichel, and it has midas, and it has thought, speech, and action. By the way, the nefesh, even without the body, has seichel and midas. The nefesh itself is seichel and midas. But that's not what the nefesh is. It functions through seichel and midas.
Correct.
That's all. That's all he's saying.
So he's saying nefesh is like battery?
If it's
Yes.
saying it's not seichel and midot, that means there is something else besides seichel and midot.
Yeah.
It's energy.
You have willpower. Before that, you have enjoyment, tainug.
Desires.
That's ratzin. The nefesh is the essence of power. When you put it into, or by itself. The nefesh functions just like the person becomes beautified through the jewelry. The jewelry is not the person. The nefesh tikinas lane. The nefesh functions through seichel and midas, but it's not what seichel and midas.
How do you know it is nefesh, it's not real, it's not neshama?
No, here he's talking generally. Nefesh is the general word. Yeah.
But it's so removed from physicality.
The nefesh is very removed from physicality, except Hashem, in His infinite ability to connect two opposites, puts nefesh in a goof. Right. People will never, ever be able to create life. They could take a stem cell, which is already alive, and they can inflate it. They can make it work. They can. But creating life, by definition, means combining spiritual and physical. And the only one that could do that is, as we say in Hashiyatzer, Reifei Chol Basar, Umafli Lasis. What is the wondrous ability that Hashem has? Simple meaning of the bracha is that He's Mekasher Gashmis
So
Ruchnis.
you're suggesting that...
I'm not suggesting anything. I'm saying what the
You're
books say.
You're asserting that every creature has a nefesh then?
According to the Arizal, every stone has a power of God keeping it in existence. Now, it's not the same nefesh that plants have. It's not the same nefesh as animals have. It's definitely not the same nefesh people have.
But has some...
Meaning, love, b'mido havavel haska b'chochma. Shekol zel creates anything is only pa'ulas ha-nefesh. The functioning of the nefesh. How does the nefesh function with seichel and midas? Shein al mimena lizulos. It's only the way the nefesh functions into something else. Aval ha-nefesh, atzman, the nefesh itself, the ma'ale mikol b'chinas halol, is above all of these things. Shar seichel v'amidas. What's the proof of it? Seichel changes and midas change. The nefesh never changes. The nefesh doesn't change. If the nefesh would be seichel and midas, then just like seichel changes, you get older, you become smarter officially. You become older, you have different different midas than little kids have. So then the nefesh would also change. The nefesh doesn't change. Keep a midas, yes, katnis v'gatnis. Because by midas you have young and old. Because katan eiv dvarim ktanim. Vaseichel or seichel kol man shemaskinim. Gemara says, Talmidei Chacham, the older they get, the smarter they get. L'shayach kol zeh ba'atzmis hanefesh. Umahusa, this is not possible or feasible in the essence of the nefesh, which doesn't change. There's no such thing as a nefesh grows old. Nefesh is above time and place. Doesn't grow old. The nefesh doesn't become affected by the body. It's interesting. The body changes. Okay, an older person gets weaker. Right? That doesn't mean that the nefesh is weaker. The nefesh doesn't change. The nefesh is the same power into the body. The problem is, if the vessel is smaller, the light is going to be smaller. You open the curtain more, you're going to get more light. You open the curtain less, you're going to get less light. The body, which is the vessel for the nefesh, that changes, and therefore, the amount of power that the nefesh gives in the guf, whether it's young and vibrant or old and you know what. So that changes, not because the nefesh changes. The nefesh doesn't age.
Somebody who leashes nefesh abahamot is changing his nefesh abahamot.
He what?
Nefesh ha-behemit.
Somebody who is nefesh abahamot.
First he's talking about nefesh l'kifs here, but that's number one. Number two, even nefesh abamis doesn't change. The midas of the nefesh abamis is, but again, that's not the nefesh abamis.
If you change the garments of nefesh abahamot,
Let me ask you a question. You change garments. Now you're wearing, let's say, dark conservative garments. And then you put on flashy, neon, lit up garments. Yeah? What changed? You changed?
no. The garments change.
But by the way, your midas changed by you expressing yourself in a different way.
Right.
Okay? But you didn't change. Your midas changed. Your expression changed. You didn't change. You take a goy, put him with a streimel, a bekische, white socks, the works. You didn't make him a Jew.
Right.
Those guys that were here the other night, the bottle dancers, I didn't even know if they're Jewish.
Which ones?
The bottle dancers. You were at the wedding?
Yeah. They were not. No, they were not.
I don't know if they're Jewish even.
Wow.
They definitely didn't have beards.
Yeah, they were funny.
Sure.
They walked in. You should have seen the way they came. I saw them when they came. You should have seen the way they came. And all of a sudden they went downstairs and started cutting beards. And so now they look like Hasidic Jews. They became a Chassidic, they're a guy. What do you mean they became Chassidic Jews? There's a time in Crown Heights in Williamsburg and Borough Park, the Goyim were starting up with the Jews on Shabbos. So the cops, New York and NYPD, took these Italian Goyim, because they look a little bit like Jews, yeah, and the force. I saw myself, we were speaking to them, it's Bachar, they come around 770. Tall guys, Streimelch, beards, white socks, the works. They're a Goyim. Does that make a person, because he puts on different garments, makes him a Jew? It makes him a Chassidic Jew, it makes him a tzaddik or a rasha. It doesn't. What changes, by the way, why is it so important the way a person dresses? Like in yeshiva, there's a dress code. You can't wear pink shirts with pink, whatever. It's an expression of your midas. Okay? That's why Rabbi Yechon said he called his garments those that honor him. Mechabdusa. But it doesn't change the person. The seichel and midas don't change the nefesh. The nefesh becomes smarter. That doesn't mean the nefesh grew.
Because more refined.
No, the seichel becomes more refined, not the nefesh.
I thought if I put a beard, it would change my nefesh.
Yeah, we'll change. Try it.
Somebody is about Yeshua. Somebody is Rush. Becomes a Sadiq Common. What changes?
Yechidah Shemanefesh changed?
No.
Why?
Essence.
What changed? His seichel and his midas. Is he more Jew now? Is he more Jew?
He's a more refined Jew.
No, his seichel and midas are more refined. That's what the Alter Rebbe is saying over here. The seichel and midas of the neshama are not the nefesh. It's not the neshama. It's the way the neshama functions through seichel, midas, thought, speech, and action. Okay. And doesn't become affected by the body. What changes? The powers of the soul. Okay. Here, the powers of the seichel and the midas, let's say, yeah, that come into the guf. Changes based on that. In other words, your seichel changes between young and old. Or like you said, from non-religious to becoming religious, your nefesh doesn't change. You're more refined seichel, you're into more holy stuff, you're whatever. But it's not, the nefesh doesn't change. That's what one of the things about Shem Tov preached, because until the Baal Shem Tov, Avos Yisrael was because of Torah. In other words, you know how to learn, you're a Jew that can be loved. You didn't learn, you're like second-class Jew, or you're not Jewish, whatever. Even today, there's people that have attitudes, if you're not a religious Jew, you're not Jewish. Yeah, there are such people. Okay? And the Baal Shem Tov said, no. Avos Yisrael is not because of Torah. Avos Yisrael because of the essence of the Jew, not the seichel, not his midas. Parents don't love children, if they're normal parents, because of the seichel or midas. A parent doesn't love a kid. Oh, my kid's brilliant, I love him more. The next kid is not so brilliant, I love him less. That's an idiot. That's not a parent. Because that's not the kid. The kid is not his seichel and midas. He manifests himself through seichel and midas. But what is the kid? The essence. That's what the Alter Rebbe is saying over here. Seichel and midas are the way the neshama functions. It is not the nefesh.
You have situations where people who intentionally, ostensibly, they do things against Judaism.
That's their intellect and emotions. It is not their essence.
But they're doing damage, and also...
That's their intellectual, emotional, thought, speech, and action level.
You can embarrass someone if they are scoffers.
No.
The ones who intentionally, they scoff at...
Okay, so
Jewish
what do you
values.
tell me? The nefesh is different. Are they less Jewish than Moshe Rabbeinu?
It doesn't
Answer me. Are they less Jewish than Moshe Rabbeinu? Take your time.
Of course.
God forbid.
Not only they are...
God forbid they're not less Jewish.
Despicable. They're
Their
enemies.
behavior is
They're
despicable.
enemies of Judaism. You cannot treat them like, okay...
Their behavior is despicable, not them. They are not less Jewish. Nine of these yokels make a million. 10 yokels make a million.
Correct. You're right. According to Nazis, we are all the same. The observant and non-observant.
That means even the Nazis realized,
Right.
even Haman, the Nazis,
Correct.
realized when he said, I'm going to kill all the Jews, he didn't mean only the religious Jews or only the non-religious. Hitler didn't care if you were religious or not.
Right.
The Hamas doesn't care if you're religious or not.
Right.
So that negativity shows they see that a Jew is a Jew no matter who.
So the Jew, it's its nefesh. It's not his midot or seh.
Good morning. Again, is your child their seichel amidas?
No.
What is your child? What is the child?
Neshama, what you see.
So, yeah.
Their essence.
Yeah. They're connected.
The essence functions through their seichel amidas. But they are not their seichel
So,
amidas.
Rabbi, in that regard, me and you are equal.
You know, all men are created equal, but some more equal than others. Let's leave it at that. What?
So is the nefesh unrefinable since it comes as is and what it is, but then the other parts of our...
We don't have to refine the nefesh. We have to refine the seichel and the midas and thought, speech, and action of the nefesh. That's the role. The nefesh is perfect. It's a part of God. We don't have to do anything to it.
Is a nefesh that is not a rebbe, could it be rebbe?
A nefesh which is not a rebbe. A rebbe is not only the essence. The rebbe is the way the essence is revealed. That you have to be born a rebbe. You don't just become a rebbe, you know, okay? Lottery, pick a rebbe.
Do they know that they are a rebbe?
Oh, it's late. Okay, remind me tomorrow. You know, everybody has a thing against why don't you pick a new rebbe? Why don't you pick a new rebbe? Because by them a rebbe is a dime a dozen. Okay, this guy next, take this guy. A rebbe in Chabad is a whole different thing. It's not star. I told you, it's a completely different level. It's a completely different realm. It's not that, okay, he's a little bit smarter, okay, now he's your teacher, now he's your rebbe. That's not what a rebbe is, it's a teacher.